Hello guys, it's me again with a new video. Today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy raids. We're going to answer the question, are Final Fantasy XIV raids hard? Well, kinda, but it really depends. So let's dive into it. To answer a question if Final Fantasy XIV raids are hard, we need to understand how Final Fantasy XIV raids work. So, first and foremost, there are types of raids in Final Fantasy XIV. There's a 24-man Alliance raid, which is a large-scale instance that features multiple bosses. Alliance raids do not have an Enrage timer. There's also an 8-man normal raid that usually features one boss encounter after a rather short dungeon crawl. Normals don't have any Enrage timers, so group can take their time during encounters, which decreases the entry level. You don't really need any kind of consumables, and the DPS doesn't really need to be optimal. There's also the Savage version of the 8-man raids, which features the same encounters as normals, but with an increased difficulty, new mechanics, and an Enrage timer. The Savage raids offer better rewards than normal raids, and a lot of players try these at least once. Because it is harder content, people tend to be discouraged by it. Now, if you're someone that's really into hardcore raids, there is an 8-man ultimate raid that is designed to be the very best raiders in the whole game. About less than 1% of the player base ever actually attempt these. Now that we've talked about the types of raid, I figured you guys might be asking, what is an Enrage? So there's two types of Enrage. There's a soft Enrage, which usually is a set of mechanics that makes the fight stronger with time. For example, a boss would gain like a new buff and it would stack every minute until it eventually overpowers the whole group. There's also a hard Enrage, which if the fight takes too long, the boss initiate a mechanic that results in a wipe. If you're accustomed to World of Warcraft raiding system, it's basically the same thing. So for the types of groups that you can raid in Final Fantasy XIV, you have two groups. You have the Pugs and the PF. Basically, Pugs means a pickup group and PF means a party finder group. Now, a pickup group would be a party that you would make on the fly with most of the people that you don't know about, and you would just like search for them to go into a party with you and start doing this encounter. It is a little bit harder to raid with a pug because communication is most likely lacking. Compared to a party finder where it's most probably going to be a full team raiding twice a week together, going into those raids, knowing the mechanics, having a leader, having the communication on Discord. So it's more, I would say, if you're more of a casual person, Pugs most probably are the way to go. And if you're somebody that's mid-core, hardcore, most probably you're gonna go with a party finder to be able to clear those raids easier. Now, a lot of people that are migrating to Final Fantasy XIV are like, how am I supposed to find a static on Final Fantasy XIV? If I want to raid, I want to put that time in, I want to be able to do that endgame content, right? Well, I would say there's not an official tool yet to find a static, but there are resources out there. There are the official Final Fantasy XIV forums, the Final Fantasy XIV recruitment subreddits, or even dedicated Discord channels that you can be a part of and find yourself a party or create one. There's also an in-game party finder where raid leaders would advertise their statics all the time. So it's just you that would need to keep an eye open on the opportunities in front of you. I know for the anti-socials like myself, it's a little bit harder, but push comes to shove, if you want to really go into a static and do Savage content, most likely you're gonna need to come out a little bit of your shell and get to meet new people. The best thing, I think, is to really find yourself an FC with whom you vibe and most probably some of them are already doing static. Now, knowing all of these information about raids, I just want to make a note of it. Raids are not the only endgame content of Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is an MMORPG, yes, but it's first and foremost a Final Fantasy game, meaning that it's really centered around the storytelling. So if you're looking to do the raids, that's fine, but if you're just there for the story and live your Final Fantasy, that's also good. You don't require to do raids. There are other options to get real good gear. If all you want to do is roulette and vibe and do your gathering, that's fine as well, as long as you're having fun. Even if you're raiding, even if you're in a static, if you don't have fun while doing it, maybe try and change your group around, be with people that you actually enjoy. It's the same way for any MMORPG in my opinion. I've been in statics groups that I would pull my hair out, not because we were not able to kill the bosses at the pace that I wanted to, but more because of the type of interaction I had with the group. And I had other groups. It was amazing. I thought I was having so much fun every single night, and that made me want to continue it. Now, as the last tip of this video, I really wanted to talk about one tool that might actually change your raiding experience. A lot of people that goes into raids are like, I don't know the mechanics, I don't know what to do. First of all, always do it in normal. It's easy. You don't need to watch the videos. Some people are gonna crucify me because I'm saying that, but normal, so you don't need to watch the videos. I go in, first week they come out, I go in, I do the experience, I die over and over again, I see the mechanics with my eyes, and then I go into it, and I'm just having a blast. And then you understand eventually by dying a dozen times. But I will say there is a resource if you want to go into a static and be more serious into your rating. There's a great resource out there called Sorted Final Fantasy XIV. They take all of the information of all the raids and put them at one place that you can go and watch the videos, see what are the steps. There's a lot in that website, so I really do recommend getting into it, looking into it if raiding is one of your, end goal. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I just really want to say thank you again for watching. I hope to see you guys soon, and if you want to catch me on my stream, I will be live at twitch.tv/Roko. Bye.